Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
Every year on December 31st, just before midnight, a special magic seems to happen. People everywhere, in big cities and quiet homes, take part in a common act. They count down 10, 9, 8. For a short time, everyone feels a shared hope. At 1, fireworks fill the sky, and people share hugs and kisses. A well-known idea comes to mind. This year I will... They promise many things, like losing weight, reading more books, or finally starting a new business. It feels like a fresh start for everyone, a chance to become a better person overnight. This feeling is very personal, yet it is also something we all share. No law or person makes us do this. Still, billions of people feel a strong wish to change themselves when the calendar turns. But January 1st is just another day. The sun rises as it always does. Our old problems and feelings wake up with us. Yet in our minds, it feels different. The new year seems to clean the slate. Why this strong urge to reinvent ourselves? This wish to do better is not new. It is an ancient human impulse. Many people make these promises, but most do not keep them for long. Maybe you know this feeling. Studies show a specific date, January 19. By this day, about 80. We usually do not know about this hidden reason. By understanding why these promises often fail, you will learn a new way. This method will help you bypass this common problem. You will find a way to make changes that truly last. This way works with your brain, not against it. It makes success easier. But here is a question. Is the idea of a new year itself actually stopping us? Could this yearly fresh start be the very thing holding us back from real, lasting change? 2. A long history. In the last chapter, we thought about why the idea of a new year might stop us from making real changes. Now let's look back in time. People have been making promises about the future for thousands of years. This idea of making a new start is very old. The history of resolutions goes back about 4,000 years. The first people we know who made such promises were the ancient Babylonians. Their new year was not in January like ours. It was in mid-March when new crops began to grow. They had a special 12-day festival called Akitu. During this festival, Babylonians made important promises to their gods. These promises were not about self-improvement, like promising to eat healthier. Instead, they were about social duties. For example, they vowed to pay back debts or to return things they had borrowed. They believed this would please their gods and bring good fortune for the year. Their focus was on honor and keeping order in society, not on making themselves personally better. This is different from how many people think about resolutions today. Later, the idea of making promises changed in ancient Rome. Around 46 BCE, a leader named Julius Caesar changed the calendar. He made January 1st the start of the year. On this day, Romans honored a special god named Janus. Janus was unique because he had two faces. One face looked back at the past. The other face looked forward to the future. This god was a symbol of looking at what happened and looking at what would come. Romans also made promises, often to behave better in the coming year. This idea of looking both back and forward at the same time is very important. We call it the Janus paradox, named after the Roman god. It describes a way of thinking that mixes memories of the past with hopes for the future. This way of thinking, however, can actually make it harder for our modern goals to succeed. We will talk more about how this paradox can destroy our modern goals in Chapter 3. Over many centuries, the way people made promises changed. In medieval Europe, knights made promises to live by their values. Later, Christian people saw the new year as a time for serious thought about their lives and their promises to God. By the 19th and 20th centuries, as the world changed, people's promises became more about themselves, not about God's. For example, a Babylonian farmer once promised to return a tool. Today, a person might promise to exercise more. The words of the promises changed. But the main idea of wanting a fresh start did not change. The ancients, perhaps, knew a deeper secret about commitment. Maybe they understood something important about making promises that the modern world has forgotten. 3. Your brain is fighting. Your brain is always working, even when you don't notice it. But sometimes different parts of your brain want different things. This can feel like a fight inside your head, especially when you try to change old habits or start new ones. Imagine you want to start running every morning. The part of your brain that makes plans and thinks about the future is called the prefrontal cortex. It helps you imagine a healthier you and set goals. You might even lay out your shoes the night before, feeling determined. But when your alarm clock rings early, another powerful part of your brain wakes up. This part is called the basal ganglia. It is like your brain's autopilot. Its job is to do things you have done many times before without thinking, like staying warm in bed or hitting snooze. This autopilot saves energy by following old routines. So at 6 in the morning, your prefrontal cortex remembers your plan to run, but your basal ganglia offers an easier choice: stay in bed. If you are tired or stressed, the autopilot often wins this internal battle. This isn't because you are weak, it is how your brain is built. Many experts call this a biological design flaw. It is something common to everyone, but few truly understand why this internal fight makes change so difficult. Here is a strange thing. Thinking more about your goals can actually make them harder to achieve. When you imagine the great feeling of reaching a goal, your brain gets a small, early reward. This reward comes from a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine helps you want things. If your brain gets some of this wanting feeling just from thinking or talking about your goal, the push to do the actual work can become weaker. Your brain might feel like it already received a little reward, lessening your drive to take action. In Chapter 2, we introduced the Janus paradox. This was about Janus, the Roman god, looking both backward and forward. When we try to set new goals, our brain often looks backward at past experiences. If we focus on past failures or on times we did not reach goals, our brain can trigger a fear response. It wants to protect us from that disappointment again. This fear can stop us from trying new things. Instead of moving forward, our brain gets stuck remembering what went wrong before. It's like our own brain fights against our new plans because of old, painful memories. There is also a very specific chemical reaction that occurs in your brain when you tell other people about your goals.
This reaction can sometimes make it harder for you to reach them, almost guaranteeing failure. 4. Why you stop trying.
When you try to change something in your life and fail, it can feel bad. Many people set very big goals, like losing a lot of weight or saving a lot of money. They start with a lot of hope. This big hope often comes with plans that are too vague, like just get in shape, or too big, like run a marathon by March when they haven't run before. When these big hopes and vague plans do not work, people feel sad and think they have failed completely. This is sometimes called false hope syndrome. You want something so much, but the way you try to get it makes it hard to succeed. Then, imagine you are trying to eat healthy. You plan to eat no sweets, but one day you eat a cookie. You might think, "Oh, I failed my whole plan." After this one small mistake, people often give up completely on their goal. They think, "What the hell, I already ruined it." This is called the "what the hell" effect. You had a small slip, but you let it stop all your effort. Another big reason we stop trying is something we call friction. Think about pushing a heavy box. Friction is the force that makes it hard to move. In our lives, friction is anything that makes a good habit difficult to start or keep. It also makes bad habits easy to do. This invisible killer of dreams often stops us from reaching our goals. We will learn more about how friction works in Chapter 6. Many people believe that willpower is like a muscle. They think that the more you use it, the stronger it gets.
But this is not true. Willpower is more like a battery in your phone. It has a limited amount of energy each day. When you make many choices or resist many temptations, your willpower battery gets low. By the evening, it might be empty. This makes it very hard to make good choices and stick to your plans, especially if you are tired or stressed. Your willpower drains fast. When we break a good habit or don't reach a goal, we often feel shame. We blame ourselves. We think we are not strong enough or good enough. This feeling of shame can make us stop trying altogether. But there is a way to deal with this feeling, an antidote that can help you restart even after you have failed a few times. We will talk about this important antidote in the next chapter. Now, let's think about a man named Mark. He wanted to read more books. Every January, he bought many new books and started reading. But by February or March, he always stopped. He had the same strong desire to read every year. He did not change his motivation. Yet one year, he read many books and kept reading all year long. How did he change nothing about his strong desire, but everything about his results? The answer lies in the next chapter. 5. Small steps work best. Making big changes all at once is hard. Your brain often fights against big new goals. This is why small steps work best. This chapter will show you how to use micro-habits and the 1% rule to make real progress.
Imagine you want to improve by just 1% every day. This small change may seem tiny, but over time it leads to big results. Instead of thinking about a huge goal, like losing 50 pounds, think about building the habits of a healthy person. The big goal will happen because of your small, daily actions. Why are stupidly small goals so powerful? If your goal is very big, like doing 100 push-ups,
your brain's autopilot might stop you before you even start. It thinks, that's too much work. But if your goal is just one push-up, it feels easy. It's hard to say no to just one. When you do that one push-up, you feel successful. This feeling makes it easier to do it again tomorrow. For example, a person named Sarah wanted to run more. She did not start by running 5 miles. Instead, she just put on her running shoes and stepped outside every day. Some days she only walked for 5 minutes. Other days she ran for miles. But the small step of putting on shoes became a habit. After some months, she was much fitter. Your brain likes to finish things. If you stop a task just before it is done, your brain keeps it open. It helps you remember to come back and finish later. This small feeling of something unfinished can make it easier to start again. This idea also leads to the 2-minute rule. This rule says that if a new habit takes less than 2 minutes, you should just do it.
For example, instead of saying, I will read a chapter of a book, say, I will read 1 page. Instead of, I will clean the kitchen, say, I will wipe 1 counter. These tiny actions are so easy that your brain's autopilot does not resist. They trick your brain into starting without much thought. Small steps are not about magic. They work because they make starting easy. They help your brain learn and build new routines without feeling overwhelmed. These tiny wins add up. You start to see yourself as someone who does these things. This is how strong habits are made. But even with these great habits, you can still fail. This happens if you ignore an invisible hand that controls your actions. This hand is your environment, the world around you. We will talk more about this in the next chapter. Change your house. Your house, your room, your office, these places shape your choices. This idea is called choice architecture. We can design our surroundings to help us or hurt us. What you see, what is close, and what is easy to reach can change your actions. Remember friction from Chapter 4? That was the small thing that stopped your good plans. Now we will use friction to help you. To stop a bad habit, you need to add small amounts of friction. For example, if you want to watch less TV, hide the remote. If you want to eat fewer sweets, put them out of sight. Adding just a few extra seconds of effort can break a bad habit.
Your brain often chooses the easiest path. If the bad choice is hard, your brain will often choose something else. On the other hand, make good habits very easy. Remove friction for them. If you want to exercise more, lay your running shoes next to your bed. Put your water bottle on your desk. When good actions are simple and quick, you are more likely to do them. It might sound strange, but lazy people can be very good at reaching goals. They are good because they do not rely on willpower every day. Instead, they set up their environment once. They make bad things hard and good things easy. This way, they do not need to fight with themselves. Their laziness helps them follow their plans because the good choice is also the easiest. In the future, self-improvement will not just be about willpower. It will be about using machines to help us. Your smart devices can become your personal helpers. They can remind you to stand up or drink water. They can turn off lights at bedtime. This is like outsourcing your discipline. You let technology do the work of nudging you towards better choices. But what happens when your watch knows you better than you know yourself? 7. The future of goals. In the past, people guessed how well they were doing.
Now, smart devices like watches and phones track almost everything about our lives. This is the quantified self. Your smartwatch knows your steps, sleep hours, and heart rate. It sees your daily activity.
Special apps use this data. They act like an AI coach, giving advice. These virtual helpers suggest workouts or tell you what foods are best. They learn from your information to offer personal plans. This technology is getting smarter. It uses predictive biometrics, meaning it guesses your future actions from your body's data. For example, an app might see you had poor sleep. It could predict you might quit your workout early. This is the algorithmic nudge. It then tries to help. The app might suggest a shorter workout for your low energy, or offer a calming exercise before a stressful meeting. It aims to stop you from quitting, sometimes before you even know you need help. But there is another side to this tracking. When we focus too much on numbers, we lose the joy of doing things. People might exercise just to close a ring. They stop listening to their body's needs. If they miss a day, they might feel like a failure. This data focus makes improving feel like a test. It takes away the pleasure of getting better for your own sake. We chase numbers, not true happiness. So, is technology taking away the humanity from personal growth? When apps tell us what to do we stop thinking about our own feelings or deeper values? Our reasons for change are complex and personal. AI systems work with data patterns, not the true meaning behind our goals. Personal growth could become less about who we want to be. It could become more about what the numbers on a screen show.
We might lose something important in this search for perfect data. This makes us think about the future. What if science made a simple pill? A pill that, if you took it, could make you perfectly disciplined every single day. You would never struggle with your goals again. If you could take it and instantly achieve all your dreams, would you? 8. A new start. Many people feel a special pull on January 1st. It's like a midnight illusion. They believe they can become a completely new person when the clock turns. But we have seen that real change is not like magic. It comes from understanding how your mind works and building good systems, not just making big promises. Think about what we have learned. People have made promises for thousands of years, from ancient Babylonians to modern times. Your brain often fights big, sudden changes because it prefers old habits. It learns well with small, regular steps. We also know that your home and daily environment greatly affect your actions, making good habits easier or harder. Even new technology and data can help you track progress and make changes. All this knowledge points to a new way to succeed. So this year, let's stop making hard-to-keep resolutions that often fail by January 19th. Instead, let's build systems. A system means you set up tiny, easy actions that you do often.
For example, instead of saying, "I will run 5 miles every day," you could say, "After I drink my morning coffee, I will put on my running shoes for 2 minutes." This small action makes it easier to start without a big fight. Your brain will learn these small habits over time. They will become almost automatic, part of your routine. This way, you don't need strong willpower every single day. You make good choices simple and easy by designing your environment and daily steps. You change your world to help you succeed
without always pushing yourself. This means your next year can be different. It will not be a constant struggle against yourself. Instead, it will be a path with many small, simple wins. These wins will come because you designed your life to help you grow. You are not trying to fix a broken self. Instead, you are always growing and learning, making small improvements day by day. Every day is a chance to add a small brushstroke to the picture of your life. The new year is just one special moment to think about your path. You can choose to move forward anytime, not just on January 1st. It is about steady movement and continuous effort, not a sudden big jump. This gives you power over time and change. What is one small system you will start building for yourself today to make tomorrow easier?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world.